I just watched Kid Brother's video about Michael Jackson and his kids, and I pretty much agree with everything he said in that video. But here's what ticks me off about Michael Jackson's kids. I'm not mad about the fact that for whatever reason he wanted white children. That's his own deal, that's his thing, that's his business. My problem is that Michael Jackson was so successful, he made so much money doing what he did, and I know he was having financial problems, but the This Is It tour was supposed to remedy some of that. But even without that, there's still a lot of money to be made from the Michael Jackson name. Let's just be real about it. But anyway, all that money, all the royalties and rights and all the stuff that he owns is going to be inherited by those white children, who are in turn probably going to marry white people. And all that money that came from the blood, sweat, and tears, from the brain, from the prodigy, from the genius of a black man is going to end up in white hands. Ain't that about a bitch? This is why black people can't keep anything. Our money is always ending up in other people's pockets. Black people don't understand what it means to build legacy and keep wealth in the family. And you can say, oh, well, they're being raised as family. They believe that's their father. Look here. I don't know what they know at this age, but one day they're gonna know that that's not their father. Ain't nobody stupid. They may never admit it out in the open, but they're gonna know. We don't know how they're gonna feel about that. They may like it, they may hate it. They may use that as a reason not to be held accountable to the family. Maybe they'll go seek out their biological parents and, hit it off with them and join their family and take all that money with them. They really don't have anything to keep them anchored to the Jacksons. Yeah, they're raising them and treating them like their own, but so what? If you think about it, even that's not enough to keep them anchored to the Jacksons. Michael Jackson himself wasn't that cozy with his own flesh and blood, so what makes you think these kids will be? I think I read somewhere that he could go many months without even speaking to them. Some of them. Like not even a short phone call. So I'm not saying that these kids are going to totally divorce the Jacksons and have nothing to do with them ever again. But I don't think they're going to be bonded enough to the Jacksons to feel accountable to them. So basically, that money is gone. All that hard work from a black man, the benefits of it are going right into white hands. And that's a shame. One more thing that pisses me off. It would be one thing if he decided not to have kids at all. If he just said, I don't want any kids. But since he decided to have kids, why not have at least one biological child? Michael Jackson was a freaking genius. The way he wrote music, the way he put his own shows together, the way he did his own choreography. Nobody else on this earth comes close to Michael Jackson. Now I know there are no guarantees, but if I were him, I would have at least tried to pass some of that on through a child. Even if I were having that kid with a white woman who had absolutely no rhythm, I would want to have at least one kid come out of my nuts. Now, I could see if he had adopted some white kids who were already born who needed a home, but he had these kids specially made for him. He planned them. And to me, that defeats the whole purpose of having children. The purpose for me of having children is to pass on your genes. Now, if he was infertile, or like I said, if he saw some white kids that needed a home and decided to take them into his house, that's one thing. But to plan white children? What is the point of that? But again, I'm not mad at him about it. He can do whatever he wants. More power to him. I'm just asking, what is the point? I would want my money that I work so hard for to go to people who have my genes in them. I want to pass on my wealth to my blood. Ain't no way in the world I would work hard all my life being the best there ever was, only to hand over all my inheritance, all my wealth, to some white children who have no genetic ties to me at all? As Ed Lover says in his videos, come on, son.